Hello, and welcome back to the Monoprice studio. My name is Dimitri, and today we're going to be going over our new desktop MakerCraft Craft Cutter and Plotter. This unit comes fully assembled and only requires setting up the tool you wish to use. In this video, we will go over the initial setup, downloading and installing software, and cutting our first design. Down in the video description, you can also find a timestamp playlist to skip around if needed. Let's get started and lay out all of our components that come supplied with the unit. Take inventory of the package contents to be sure that you have all the listed items. If anything is missing, please contact our Monoprice customer support team for a replacement. Inside each box, you will receive 3 cutting blades, 2 blade holders, 2 pen cartridges, a pen holder, cutting mat, power supply, and USB cable. To set up the blades, there are 2 options to use. One with a brass collar for manual adjustment, and another with predefined adjustment range from 1 to 9. Simply press in the plunger on one of the blade holders and slip the blade into the opening on the other end and release the plunger to lock it in place. For the blade adjustment, the general rule of thumb is the blade tip should protrude 0.35 millimeters or about half the thickness of a common credit card. Now that we have the blades adjusted, let's place the blade assembly into the unit. Inside, you will find a carriage with the thumb screw to the right. Loosen up the screw and place the blade assembly inside until the blade stops on the lip of the blade holder. Once done, lock the assembly in place to complete the assembly. Next, we're going to go ahead and download the software supplied with every MakerCraft Cutter. By going to the link provided in the user manual or down in the description, you will be downloading the software SureCutSlot 5 Pro for your current operating system. Once the download is complete, go ahead and install the software and make a desktop icon for easy access. The SW license can be located on the thank you card that was supplied with the cutter. When you go to open up the software, you will now need to select the machine you are using. In the top corner of the software, you will find a button labeled Cutter. Once pressed, you will then select My Cutter from the drop-down window and then Manage My Cutters. You simply select Monoprice as the brand and select 44346. Here, let's go ahead and use the supplied cutting mat and prepare for our first cut. Depending on the depth of your cutter and the material that you're using, you may need to adjust the blade depth or pressure setting in the software. Let's place our test sheet on the cutting mat and use the software to create a square to cut. We're looking for the blade to cut through the top material and the rear, as this is sticker paper. But your test may differ in steps to accomplish a clean cut. Once we have the square, let's load in our test piece by loosening the lever in the back left of the unit and place our piece inside the rollers to the material alignment marking line. Next, let's press the cutter button in the top of the software and the cut menu will open. In this menu, this is where you will make any changes to the way that the cutter will operate, from pressure, cutting speed, and much more. To learn more about the software's functions, we will link a tutorial video below in the description. Once you're prepared, press cut. If corners or small details do not cut all the way through, consider increasing the force in software first before extending the blade depth. Now at this point, you're ready to create. Thank you for watching and have a great rest of your day.